We're going to dive into the story of a small lake in Hastings, Minnesota. But, it's really a much bigger story. It's about community, it's about history, and that really delicate dance between us and the natural world. Okay, so let's start our story right here, today, on the frozen surface of Lake Rebecca. See that sign? Registration full. The annual Family Ice Fishing Derby is completely booked out. And that little detail, right there, it tells you so much about what this place means to the people here.
Yeah, this is way more than just a few folks dropping a line in the water. We're talking a full-blown festival on ice. They've got everything. Bait, tackle, pre-drilled holes, hot cocoa, even thousands of dollars in giveaways. It's the perfect picture of just how loved this lake is.
And when you see this, families out here having a great time in the middle of winter, that deep connection, you can't help but wonder, what's the story of this place? How did it get here?
All right, let's get into it. Beyond the fishing derby, what actually is Lake Rebecca? What's its identity?
Well, first off, let's talk size. The lake itself is 77 acres, so it's got this kind of intimate, not overwhelming feel.
And it's not super deep either. At its deepest point, we're looking at only about 15 feet. So a pretty shallow body of water, all things considered.
And it's not just a place on a map, it has a personal history. It was actually named for Rebecca Allison, who was the daughter of one of the area's first settlers.
But this right here, this is the most important part of its identity, geologically speaking. Lake Rebecca is an oxbow lake. So what does that mean? Well, in the simplest terms, it's basically a ghost of the Mississippi River. It's a U-shaped piece that the river left behind when it changed its course.
And that connection to the river, it is the key to this entire story. It's the reason the lake even exists, it's what shapes this beautiful forest around it, and as we're about to see, it's also the source of the park's biggest challenges.
So, how does a forgotten piece of a river become a beloved park? Well, its fate was pretty much sealed by a massive engineering project on the Mississippi.
This timeline really shows you how much human intervention has shaped this place. It all kicks off in 1930 with the construction of Lock and Dam No. 2, which totally changed the water levels. Then, in '82, the city leases the land to make it a park. But check out that last date, 2005. They had to pull out the picnic tables because of constant flooding. That's a huge clue right there that this has been a problem for a long, long time.
And wow, this comparison just shows that change so perfectly. On the left, you've got a shot from 1947. Look at that wild, braided, untamed river. Then on the right, the modern map shows the contained lake and park we know today. You can literally see engineering carving out a new landscape.
The park even used to have a swimming beach and a bathhouse, but they're long gone now, and why? You guessed it, the same reason the picnic tables had to go. Constant flooding and water quality problems. This really starts to paint a picture of the struggle here, right? The very river that created the lake is also its biggest enemy.
So this place looks so beautiful and peaceful, right? But what you're actually looking at is the site of a constant, ongoing ecological battle, and it's being fought on multiple fronts. Okay, so on one side of the fight, you have this incredible native wildlife. I mean, we're talking northern pike, a great blue heron rookery, even an active bald eagle nest. But on the other side, you've got this relentless onslaught of invasive species. Everything from zebra mussels in the water to buckthorn that's just choking the forest.
And here's a look at one of the main enemies on the ground, buckthorn. Look at that. It creates these super dense, thorny thickets that just completely choke out any native plants on the forest floor. It totally rewrites the ecosystem.
So you've got invasive plants and animals, but on top of all that, the park is under constant, and I mean constant, pressure from water. Because it's right in the Mississippi's floodplain, high water is just a fact of life. It floods the trails, the fishing piers, the boat launch, and every single time it floods, it can wash in a whole new wave of invasive species from the river itself. Okay, so you're facing all these relentless challenges. What do you do? What's the plan for the future of Lake Rebecca? Well, the good news is the community has a vision. And that vision, that answer, is laid out in this comprehensive master plan that was just created. Think of it like a detailed roadmap. And the whole goal is to find that sweet spot, that balance between restoring the natural habitat and making sure people can still come here and enjoy the park. The plan really drills down on 3 key ecological goals. First, get the forest healthy by continuing the war on buckthorn. Second, manage the prairie, which, get this, used to be a petroleum tank farm. And third, strengthen the lake's shoreline by planting native vegetation, which helps both the habitat and the water quality. But look, it's not just about the ecology. The community's voice came through loud and clear during the planning. And what do people want? It's the simple things.
A playground, more picnic tables, benches to just sit and enjoy the view. They really want to be able to use this amazing natural space.
So when you put it all together, you realize the whole story of Lake Rebecca is about one thing: balance. It's the balance between a powerful river and the quiet lake it left behind. The balance between the native wildlife and the invasive species trying to take over. And maybe most importantly, it's the balance between a wild natural place and the community of people who absolutely love it. And all of this really leaves us with a big final question, one that goes way beyond this one little park in Minnesota. As we look to the future for all of our shared natural spaces, the question is this: how do we protect the wildness of the places we love while still making sure they're places for people?